Welcome to episode 19 of the Factorio Space Age Big Marathon. We have a 60 times tech multiplier, we have a bunch of mod planets. We are currently on one of them called Rubio, which I would affectionately describe as a windy trash hole. Yeah, all this stuff is blowing from left to right. Yeah, we couldn't really see it there. We've got to shoot it out of the way before it crashes onto our factory. We can throw things we don't care about back into orbit with the crapapult. I think this is... Isn't this explicitly a junk planet? What are we mining? Yeah, we are mining scrap, and then we are processing it with bacteria. So this is like Fulgora, except with more sideways and less sushi. There's still a little bit of sushi. There's with the spoilage is a little bit of a comparison to Gleba, but that's not a big deal yet. We have completed some of our hardcore biorecycling. Why are you? Oh, is this? This was the science pack that we were previously producing that is now no longer a legal recipe because we have unlocked a better recipe or something. Let's look at the space map for the mod planets bit of this run. We have been to Novus, we have been to Gleba, we are currently on Rubio. I might take Eremos Prime out because we are having a good time building a whole pile of jank nonsense like this garbage on Gleba, which is kicking out all the Gleban science we need and has an assortment of happy war crimes around the place in case anybody gets any ideas about being uppity. And Eremos Prime is going to change the vibe of this a bit. Yeah, Novice is also some big jank nonsense feels at the moment. Yeah, we've got a bunch of science generally doing most of the stuff. Yeah, Novice is pretty stable for various definitions of pretty stable. We got wars around the place, we got bots doing things, we've got some prod mods happening. Yeah, that's all pretty fine. We've got in space, we've also got, as it turns out, jank nonsense. So yeah, back on Rubio, we were going to look at what we... Yeah, Eremos Prime we've almost researched how to get to, but we might remove it, and that also, yeah, lets us go directly to other places where we would build further jank nonsense. And then we've got, this is a new thing, yeah, anything that says yeet refers to Rubio because we put it in these gun turrets, and yeah, we don't care about these bullets. You can kind of, yeah, there's an item over here of things that get yeeted, and those are called the yeet variations of the items. This is technically crafting, but what it's really doing is just firing things into orbit, like all these poles that I do not care about. Thank you. And so here where we say craft yeet spoilage. Although yeet spoilage, I did see that I had spoilage. We can straight up just yeet the spoilage, and we have researched the technology. I should have probably checked what that did, but it probably isn't going to be anything bad. Yeah, this is the one we just did. We have now gained the ability to, better than Scraptoberfest, at least we included an S in the name. This is all the, so we've got gun turrets, we've got electric furnaces. Okay, so I take it back. This is now going to be all of the Fulgoran sushi when we get all of this stuff working. And this is what we want to be using because this is how we're getting chem plants, we're getting assemblers. There's a weird mix of red belts and splitters and undergrounds, but don't worry about it. We're also getting gun turrets out that might be kind of useful. And then what were the other things that we... Okay, this thing is... sniper turrets. Sniper turrets are a big deal because at the moment we have to have a lot of these little gun turrets around the place providing cover to shoot all of the things out of the air before they crash into our factory, and a sniper turret would let us have fewer of these. A thing that often happens with sniper turrets in Factorio, and we should check whether or not these ones do, is they get a damage bonus. 36 is not actually all that much of a huge range, but there is a significant... Oh, it consumes significantly more ammunition, but does get a much larger damage bonus. And so that's nice because it means that, actually it's the ratio, it's going to be the ratio of, does it actually use more ammunition or less ammunition? It's going to use roughly 4 times less ammunition, because we've got, no wait, yes. No, because one of these is a percentage. So it uses 30 times as much ammunition, but pushes out 120% of the damage. So this is going to use more ammunition, but we will need fewer of them to cover our area. There'll also be less shooting going on all the time, which is good. We like that. How do we get this? we have to yeet 1,000 gun turrets. I don't think we have anywhere near that many gun turrets yet. That's not like the spoilage that we can just go and do. And then, okay, let's look at what else we unlocked. Because we have to go and build all of this stuff immediately. We've got a new kind of junk bacteria that also has a spoilage timer with it. We have the other kind of scrap. There are two kinds of scrap. We are currently only doing the ferric scrap. This is the other kind of scrap that is going to give us engine units and processing units. We can also use it to get rail and ammunition, which is super wild. This one also gives us the other kind of bacteria as well. Super interesting. Ingredients, we can also break down engine units into steel, which is actually means we can get rid of the steel build, and this steel plate productivity is going to be less important than we thought, although I think I still might want some of it. We can then break down blue chips into red chips, but we also don't have a way of getting heavy oil here, I think, so we cannot yet make... Oh, we also can't have concrete yet, so ways of which we are not getting a silo. Yeah, one of the other quirks about this place is we took a pile of damage getting in here. In fact, if we didn't already invest in a high-quality suit and some high-quality shields, then we definitely would have died. We only just had enough to survive. Oh yeah, and then we took our night vision out because the solar panel is also not very good here, and we wanted all the charge for bots. Okay, let's go back to looking at... it wasn't this thing, it was the one before this thing, wasn't it? So we can... Okay, so this is going to be basically a full rebuild of the factory, because we are currently not making red chips or rocket fuel or locomotives. We need to make red chips from blue chips, but that's pretty easy. And if we get any extra rocket fuel, we can just yeet it into space, so that's no concern. Yeah, if we get any extra light oil, we can turn it into rocket fuel and yeet it into space. There's also no water here, so we can't use this as power grid. We've got the wind turbines for that. Engine units into scrap. What are we doing? I don't think we have anything... Is there nothing that happens to rail yet? I have a sneaking suspicion that rail won't actually do what we need to on this planet, because if we have any inserters, the wind snaps them around to face the downwind direction. So, yeah, like pump jacks. Is there one of these guys in here? Pump jacks we cannot place in an upwind direction either. A lot of things can only go downwind. And so I think that we will discover that trains also cannot go left/up. I am tempted to call this direction upwind because it's the direction of all the wind, and then this direction downwind, and so you're gonna have to contextually figure out where all these things are. Oh well, never mind. Let's get building something. Those are all the things that we get with the next level. We get a way. Okay, so rail will break down into concrete, which we need for the silo. We can combine a bunch of things to get electronic units, and this also gives us the copper we will need for low density structure, unless there's wait, how are we getting the plastic for the low density structure? We don't have a way of doing that yet. Maybe there's rocketizer? I don't know. Let's not worry about that yet. Let's worry about figuring out how to get blue chips and red chips. And then also one of the quirks is we're making the trash assemblers, we're making the wind turbines. They're currently ending up over here and going no further because we are no longer making this kind of science. So I think the thing we want to do instead is, yeah, get 28 boxes. Just start having these things in boxes. I don't know what these stack to. They stack to a lot. So let's go this way. Oh wait, no, we can't even do... I guess we are having a stack of each of these things because we can't port this stuff sideways into another box. We would have to... No, we kind of got space for that. We could have a box here. Yeah, and then do we... Oh, we don't have red ships yet, so we don't easily have a way of putting these things in logistic storage. Logistic storage for these guys would be good. And then we also don't need nearly this many of these things to be made. You are the last one? Who knows? Yeah, so I guess we're also doing 2 stacks of these guys. And then we don't need to be, yeeting this stuff anymore. Okay, so we are going to need... We're going to need the cupric scrap that we're kind of already building over. Ah, so... I think we build the rest of the factory out this way, because this also might give us a way to put... We have mining... We've got so many splitters. We're going to just quickly fire some of these splitters into the sun. Slash the garbage orbit. Yeah, we have found that... Oh, there's more of them over here as well. We're still making these things. I don't think we need this many of them right now, but thank you. Yeah, just more of this stuff. Cool, whatever. Yeah, let's have a couple of places making wind turbines. You can also make a stack of things. That's all fine. This is... Yeah, whatever. Okay, what didn't we want? We didn't want... It was the splitters. I guess we've also got a couple more undergrounds than we really need, and maybe we could have kept those. Maybe we should have done... Yeah, that's right. I was down here to make sure these guys had bullets, because running out of bullets over here is pretty grim. Okay, so we've now got a way to make red and green circuits. Yeah, So we've got... Wait, we need a different kind... Can we have a chem plant facing this way? Yes. Can I have 4 more chem plants? This also means we're going to need more pipe, which maybe we should put in a mall somewhere. I don't think we need 3 of these guys. Yeah, I don't think we need 3 of these guys making this. I think you get to make regular pipe, and you just get to go here. How's the science going? The science is dead. Is that because we ran out of Gleben science? What are the labs down here doing? Yeah, we've run out of Gleben science. Okay, no big deal. We're gonna research steel plate productivity. We should also get a yellow tech in here because we have a lot of yellow tech floating around, but I don't really see... Maybe it's just gonna be refined flammables. Maybe the laser damage would be a thing, because getting the laser turrets online is also going to be pretty good. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of yellow tech that we can do at the moment. I guess it would be the bullet damage stuff that is currently locked behind Eremos that would be the things we would go and do. Oh well. Okay. So labs have been dead for a little while, it's no big deal. Okay, so we've now got pipe automation, which is great. We're throwing away... Yeah, we've got a lot of things that we... What are we stuck on? Yeah, trying to run uphill is also kind of awkward because of where we put all the belts. Yeah, I think we want to do a similar kind of thing to this mining layout, because we can't have belts going forwards either. All the belts end up pushed sideways, so... we can't really build in front of... Yeah, this guy wants to be this new kind of bacteria. This one is slower, though. This one is 50 in 3 seconds, whereas previously we were 10 in 1 second. Okay, it's actually faster. Whatever, I don't think I care. 50 in 3 seconds? Sure, whatever. Yeah, because we can only have inserters out on one direction. But then also the thing we need to be able to do is figure out... Yeah, so I think these guys are going to move. I think we still have... oh yeah, maybe we are not quite moving that yet. Maybe we don't need... There's a lot of ammunition there. Yeah, I don't think we need that many miners yet, but then again, who knows? We haven't really built this thing yet. I think the thing we're going to do is smash this in here, and then if we run this out like so, then yeah, then over here we can do a similar kind of plan, where we're going to say the mining is going in this direction. Or we could even have more mines down here, but the thing we need to do is get turret coverage over here, so that stuff like that happens less. Okay, so, copy this pattern, because this is how we are kicking stuff out. Is that guy gonna crash on us and explode? Maybe, I'm not super concerned. So yeah, so then we want to be turning this into the cupric scrap. Rail and red bullets is what we want, because then we can drag this guy back this way and have more bullets here doing this thing. And now, other than the fact that we have rail, is this coverage? So we're covering the trash sorters over here, which is important. Yeah, gross, whatever. We do need to be siphoning off. I don't have any of the... Yeah. Wait, we should also check on the grid. Okay, grid is fine. We need another of the orbital cannon dudes, and they take... Where are they? Copper cable, which we do have in here. Oh, because we're not using as much iron now, all of this... Is this... Yeah, all of the rest of our process flows are not getting off the belt as quickly because we're not using this steel. Super interesting. Okay, this is not the... This is the bacteria that I did not want. I wanted another of these cannons, which is also still just copper cable. Yeah, which is still up here. So yeah, so this is... there was an interesting switch here where... I can have another one of these. Yeah, where we are building an entirely different factory for subsequent stages of... I think we go over here, so that then we can have other gun turrets in here. And then the yeet cannon... Okay, not there. The yeet cannon in here. Yeah, it's an interesting thing where different stages of this factory are requiring completely different processes in a way that's kind of odd. So we should have... Yeah, so we should have gun coverage over... Yeah, I think we're still going to need to run this guy down here, aren't we? Because I don't know that we have... I mean, I guess we should also just figure out where is the other thing that... Not there, here. Didn't one of you guys... Oh no, it was in the... It was in this one that got us a lot of gun turrets, wasn't it? And we need both kinds of scrap, both kinds of junk, and then we get out the fast inserters that we are using a lot of. We get out pipe to grounds, which are good. We get out the assembler. We get out chem plants, which is a thing that is nice. And mostly I want this for the gun turrets, so we can fire gun turrets into orbit, so we can figure out how to make sniper rifles. And then this guy, we get more stuff when we do the ghetto science pack, which makes sense. And this is the thing that required the red circuits. Yeah, okay, so now we've got to get up to... bacterial sludge. This is the same kind of scrap that we were... So this is... Yeah, so we've done this version, which is cupric scrap, the new kind of bacteria. We need to do cupric scrap, the old kind of bacteria, and this gets us blue chips and engines. And then the engines we can break down with the new bacteria into most of the things we need for locomotives. Although, is it locomotives? Locomotives also take green chips, which we did not give you. And then also maybe we should have a couple more of these guys in here, so that we can actually Are you going to hit my things? You are. That's okay. That's why we made repair packs. You guys have this for a moment. And then what are we struggling to... Oh, it's actually this guy. Okay. Wait, I thought you were... I thought you did more than that. It's not... It's 50 in 3 seconds, but it's 3 in 3 seconds. I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, in that case, have some of you guys over here as well, and we can go underground pipe in here. Sure, it's gross, it's going to be fine. The fluids can go kind of anywhere. Yeah, you... Did I not have... Okay, so now we've got more of those things. It's fine. We've got Novice all getting destroyed. That's also fine. Yeah, so we need that, because the idea here is we need to get enough of this stuff down to the other end to make sure that all these guys get their bullets again, of which they have kind of run out. Maybe we should run this the other way to make sure that everyone gets all the bullets they need. That is a plan that is not all that different. Okay, because we've got more fluid over here. Then we also, yeah, because we are doing this thing where we're building a kind of trash serpent of things going backwards and forwards and working their way down. We can't have anything forward of this position because we can't belt the ammunition forwards, which means we're kind of, yeah, gated by how far forwards the... Wait, this thing did not give us any modules, so the speed modules that we have got are still the things we have yet. There's a collection of stuff we've only got via foraging, whereas this thing would allow us to build more modules. Interesting, but this is also still kind of science pack we yeet. This is still not actually the last science pack. Super interesting. Okay, can we at least have... Oh yeah, because we also would need... where is down here? Okay, let's also grab some gun turrets and put them over here just for coverage. Okay, so now everyone should get all of that stuff they need. This belt here doesn't matter anymore, and we have got to figure out how to... Okay, we're going to do this assembler list thing. We need to make rocket fuel. We need to make locomotives, which are under this menu, which needs screen chips and steel. Did we get... where... this thing? Over here. We did get the ability to break down engines into steel, and then we're getting a lot of blue chips out, but also the blue chips we want to turn into the red chips so we can continue to manufacture our modules, and also because the red chips are in fact the science we want. So this place might be actually an even better source of blue chips than Fulgora, because we just get all of this stuff. Okay, these things, it's probably a trash assembler that makes the science pack. It is a trash assembler that makes the science pack. The red chips we also get out of... Yeah, okay, I guess we're just going to fire a bunch of these things around the place, aren't we? Do we have... Yeah, we definitely have gun turret coverage over all of this. Yeah, we need to break down the blue chips. We need to break down the red chips. And then I think we're also breaking down... Are we doing this yet? Maybe we do that. This needs... that's the same one. I wanted to look at the engines breakdown one, yeah, which is going to give us most of the stuff that we need for locomotives. Yeah, cupric scrap and the same stuff. Then the second, yeah, then the slow one, which is down here. But we can also, at this point... Yeah, we've got more sources of this stuff around if we have pump jacks. Do we have pump jacks? Let's have another 6 pump jacks. It's going to be fine. You didn't get that either. Okay, whatever. I think you don't get to be there then. Yeah, we don't have anywhere near the 1,000 things we need. Okay. rocket fuel locomotives, the steel and the green chips. Is the steel and the green chips in somewhat the same place? I don't think we're going to need this many trash assemblers, and I think if we can figure out how to get engines down here, this is going to be a good place to make the locomotives, which we like. And the engines came from... The engines came from breaking down the new scrap with the old bugs. The old bugs are here, and we could get them out pretty easily. Okay, let's go and do that. Because here's the new scrap. Actually, here is... Are we going to regret a large portion of this? Maybe. Is that also what this is about? Also maybe. Here is... Because the locomotives are going down here, yes? So we can have... We can put this stuff here and not feel overly bad about it, and it's even got coverage, which is wild. And then in here, I said there was some... Yeah, these bugs here are going to need to go this way. Are we going to need... Yeah, I think we're going to get rid of some of this stuff. I don't think we quite need all of it. Whatever. It's fine. Don't worry about it. This is ending up over here. Here's the scrap over here. I think we can then just have one of these running this way and the other running this way. Do we have gun... I think we need gun coverage in here as well. I think those guys are going to need bullets, because the asteroids can just appear anywhere and then need to get shot. But maybe we can also do it with sniper towers or other red bullets from the other kind of scrap later. Yeah, you guys... Well, we'll deal with that in a bit. Not yet. And then down here we can have... Yep. This wanted to be the thing that gave us blue chips and scrap. Yes, and then we want 1, 2, 3 kinds of inserters. Can we just mirror this and put it here and put... yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to at least have these guys somewhat close together. And then we also don't have... Oh, yeah, I did a little mall for inserters, because I didn't realize that they were going to fall out of a different machine, a different process quite so easily. So, all of that continues to work. This in here looks like a little bit of dead space, but I'm not concerned at all, because I think we're just going to drop this here, and then we are expanding, so we are going to need power grid. And this happens to fit a decent amount of it, so that's going to be what we're doing. Don't worry about it, it's fine. This is totally normal. These ones we're actually going to... We're going to try and get more ore out of here probably later, so... those belts... Actually, let's have this belt here so that we can take it to other things if we want to. Do I have anything in my inventory that I don't want? We have blue chips. We have engines. If we can get the engines over here... I think what we do is we do more of this, because we are going to want... How fast is this process? We get... Okay, with this speed module on it, we are kicking... Oh yeah, we wanted to... These things want efficiency modules. I think they did 800 kilowatts, but we don't have the efficiency modules yet. Yeah, these things are kicking out quite the rate of engines and blue chips. Okay, can we... You guys needed the gears. I think what we do is we run this one underneath, and then here we can go underneath, and then we can go... that is kind of going to work. Yeah, this one is going to go use filters for engines. Yes, and then we can run this in. We need to unblock all of these blue chips, but it's fine. But now we have a way of getting engines over here, which can go like so. And now we've got engines and steel, which means that I'm tempted to even change this guy to locomotives, which is going to need a lot of steel. But that's okay. Let's move these boxes and put them on a belt, because we're never actually doing anything with these guys. Okay, I see 2 gun turrets. What are we doing over here? Okay, whatever. I see 2 gun turrets complaining about lack of ammo, which means there are a lot of gun turrets complaining about lack of ammo. Yeah, cool. These guys are, you know, whatever. Okay. Let's... So we need to make... The other thing we need with... So what's the recipe that breaks down the blue chips for us? Because I think we're just going to jam this into the middle as well. The thing that breaks down the blue chips needs the same kind... It needs this kind of... where can we... And how can we put... Because I want to put that on the inside of this belt if we can. But the thing is, it's going to need to come from over here, where everything is getting worse. And we're still only getting 3 per second if we do this. And do we need to... Grid is okay. Grid is fine. Yeah, because this is no... This one, I think we are... If we are thinking about using this for something else, we've got to go this way. Can we have... Because even if we put this on the outside of this belt, could we... Yeah, I don't think we need as many gun turrets here, do we? Maybe we did need that power ball, but it's fine because it's going to go back, because we wanted to be able to have more of these dudes here. Can I have more chem plants? I wonder if it's steel. It's electronic circuits and pipe. And then pipe was also, we put in the mole just here. So now can we have a lot of chem plants? We are going to continue to need chem plants. Okay, because if we can put those things on this belt, what do we do with... Because we would be able to have... I think this one... Oh no, wait, it's going on the inside of this belt, isn't it? Can we go... Yeah, we can... No, we can... There's a variety of ways to do this, aren't we? We don't need to worry about it so much at all. We can just go here, and then... This is now on the inside of the belt, which is down here, and we can have... Really? I'm out of red belt. Wait, is red belt even one of the things that we get from the beer process? Red belt is a thing we get from the beer process. Maybe we should worry about that, because at the moment the way we're getting red belt is by picking scrap up off the ground, of which we've kind of already done a bit. So maybe we need to go and... Okay, we're going to run around and pick up some things. Is that true? Do we want to get this running first? We can't get it running first because we need the red belt. Do we have enough space to build the thing we want to in here? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Never mind. Does all of this have to stay? I think all of this stuff can go, because this was all things we built earlier. Don't worry about that yet. Yeah, let's go and slap a couple of these. Let's be able to do this with 2 long-handed inserters grabbing engines if we want to. And then this recipe has to change to the one that breaks down blue chips. And I have not thought about getting light oil out of this pattern until now, which is maybe a misplay, but the oil is not so difficult to use. Okay, how fast are we doing things? This one is, we're kicking out, we have more than a belt's worth of stuff. In fact, we only need 2 of these guys in order to be filling it's fine, in order to be filling this red belt with stuff. So that is what we call a misplay, which means we might actually have more space than we realized. Because these guys are already going to use, you know, whatever. I would like... If these guys come in here, because I do still want I still would like modules of some kind. I'm trying to figure out how, if I could have one of these guys, it would have to be here, but that's fine. If you could filter for green chips, please. And then this guy can do a little dance. We can have a guy here. We've got a place we can be making modules, which is a thing I wanted because productivity bonuses are great and your friend, and we have just automated them. Do I also want... Yeah, we're going to have to deal with the light oil somehow. Do we even have tanks here? Where would we... I guess we'd also just build rocket fuel here, because why not? I mean, we've got to do... Some of the engines are getting out here. Yeah, I think we're going to go... This guy's going to go underground. We're just going to pull this light oil forwards to say... oh, we need chem plants as well, and we haven't done the other setup yet. A couple more chem plants, I guess it's going to be fine. How fast are you making light oil? You're making a lot of light oil. We are going to be throwing solid fuel into the air, probably. This is going to be... This is like actually a large amount of... a large amount of light oil that we will need to vent, because even if we speed these guys up, we're looking at... Okay, that's actually a decent amount. And then I think we go... We go like this, which is getting... I mean, we're doing some nasty spaghetti garbage here. Oh yeah, these guys need... Where are we getting... I think we're doing it like this, because the plan was going to be, could you actually move? But now all of this stuff, okay, so I guess we're bouncing this off to the other side, which is still fine, so this guy can turn here, and this is going to be part of the light oil. It's not going to be part of the light oil venting plan. This stuff is just getting... Because it was going to be, we were just going to dump this stuff into the void, but maybe we're not doing that. We still want to figure out how to have all of these inserters in all of the places we want them over here somewhere. Can you move up a little bit without powering anything, without depowering anything? Maybe, yes. So, if we have... long inserters over here, this is fine, but gross. These guys are already on the other. Could we... I mean, we could sideload this so that we had... What is this achieving other than mess and automation of light oil? Situation is unclear. Are we going to be happy that... I mean, we're not going to be happy that we have done this. Oh, yeah, we can't... I'm going to need... You know what? You guys can all just go to long-handed inserters now. You've been here long enough that we trust you with that. Why was... Oh, yeah, that's right, because this guy was moving so that we could have... All of that was just to just power a thing with a single power pole. That was not really worth... But whatever. Okay. So other than the fact that... Wait, why are we not... Should we... no, because we are... Okay, so we have a way to process red chips. We've also got red chips here. We also wanted red chips with our locomotives. And then the engines are the other thing we're going to have to deal with. And you guys are breaking down 5, but we have a lot more blue chips than that. Are the engines also really fast to break down? You guys are dealing with 1.2... Okay, so we are still going to need more of each kind of thing. But the engines... Some of the engines were going here to locomotives. The other... Oh, the other steel we've got... We're still making steel over here. Things that feel a little bit of a shame. Okay, whatever. We're going to throw in... more of these guys. Do I want more things to be broken down into red chips? I think I do. And I think we have the blue chips to spare, because that's actually more than half a belt of blue chips. And then these guys are... Yep, okay, sure, whatever. We are going to pretend that that is more or less fine. Really might not be. Then the engines, were the engines broken down with the other kind of bacteria? Yes. Interesting. Because that means if we sideload, or we would have to sideload, we would have to, this guy would have to grab from here, if we are going to, yeah, that almost sounded like the, wait, it means we've got both engines and blue chips here. Is there a recipe that breaks down blue chips with... There was no recipe that breaks down... oh, I did want more efficiency modules, didn't I? You know what? You guys get to go faster. I don't think we have a power grid problem yet. We're going to continue to make this worse. I should have a hotbar with all of these things on it, because we are going to continue to need more of them. Okay, fine, great. Okay, so we've taken... The thing is, if we're taking engines and blue chips, we would need to be trashing any surplus of this, which I think is probably fine. Like, what if we just go through here, and then, yeah, we don't have that much space, but maybe we don't need it. What if we just grab some of this bacteria, put it here, and then can we find a space? Okay, let's... The engines doesn't give us any other fuel out, does it? As in the thing that trashes the engines and turns it... No, there's no fluids coming out of this guy. Okay, good. So, we can have a third thing making modules here. Did we need that? Maybe? Are we going to think about it? No. We then need... Yeah, these guys just need stuff. And then the rest of this line needs to be trashed. But then only the outside of it. Which I think we can go... Am I going to feel bad about this? I mean, this is just going to trash everything regardless of whether or not we need it and or are using it, which is probably going to feel pretty bad. No, we put this in place where it doesn't work. Okay. Because now we're getting out both steel and gears, which is fine, but the thing is we wanted to use the steel here, because the locomotives are being made here, and so we are not doing that yet. Do I feel bad about that? Maybe. Can we have... Okay, let's go back to looking at the science recipe to remind ourselves of what we don't yet have. We need the red chips, we need the locomotives, we need the rocket fuel. We actually have all of those even without these guys doing anything. We've got the rocket fuel over here, we've got the locomotives here. In fact, I would like to suggest that the rocket fuel remains a different line, and then, if I can not get stuck on things, then we've got locomotives and rocket fuel in the same line. And then we just need to get red chips, which we put over here. Okay, so, new plan. We're not going to do that at all. We are going to go... my infantry is going to not enjoy this. We are going to continue to sideload this stuff. Okay, do I need to give bullets to any of these gun turrets? Kind of. That beeping is not one we care about. It is not one we care about. It is walls on novice. Okay, because if that one goes through there, then we can have a different line through here that is instead the locomotives. And then locomotives are actually... Yeah, of course they are. They are input limited on steel. We are going to need to get the rest of the steel in here somehow. It's going to be a little bit of an issue. Oh yeah, I wanted to get in here. I guess we can just do this with a box, because I wanted to be able to just re-ingest the rest of these locomotives, because they're going to take up a lot of space in my inventory. Anyway, red ships here, locomotives here. So let's go underground like so. And now you're on the top half of this belt. So like so, we are mixing them with the locomotives. And the locomotives are on one side, the red ships are on another. That's all great. Why is red ships not running? Because we are not getting enough of the blue bacteria, which I think is just going to come down to these guys just not making it quickly enough, right? Yeah, is there anything we do about that? Not right now. It's going to be fine, don't worry about it. Red, these are the things breaking down the red. Yeah, so we're pushing the engines into... So we might not have... no, we're... Okay, yeah. This, the reasons why all of this is silly, and I'm not super enthused about this, is... We're just, yeah, this junking everything else requires us to have enough of the blue bacteria to sustain all of this, because otherwise we're just spending the blue, and that's not actually quite true. It's just blue bacteria coming out of these guys. Oh well, we're not going to worry about it. We are instead going to have somewhere down here, because we have gun turrets in all of this space. We are going to have, where's an assembly? Here's an assembler. One of these guys that I can queue. And do we want... Because these are now the science parts we want, and also solid fuel for no particular reason. So, do we want to... I mean, we probably do still want to prop mod this, right? But how fast does this go, and how many of these do we need? Not actually that many. Fantastic. You can go here. We can do this kind of business. We can have several of these in here. It's going to be fine, and then we just... need to throw them away. Is how all of that's going to work. Yeah, do I want... actually, probably... Yeah, whatever, I've already got modules, it's fine. Oh, this stuff also takes a while to spoil. That's kind of funny. Okay, can we have another 3 of these guys? Because we want to now be throwing all of this stuff away. We need to yeet the stuff, and then also, the way we've... Yeah, I wanted to be throwing away all of the solid fuel as well, as a way of disposing of our light oil. I think that's all more or less going to do what it needs to. Where did my... Yeah, here's my... The Yeet Patrol is over here. I don't think we need... I don't think we need too many more guns here, but we do need these guys. Do we need these guys to have to put bullets? These other guys have got bullets. Okay, so we are not quite firing anything into orbit because we don't have... We should... A thing we should have is solid fuel. Oh, these guys are just slow. That makes a degree of sense. I am tempted to... Oh, and also these guys are... We don't have that many red chips coming out of this yet because we don't have enough of the bacteria because we don't have blue chips. We should have... Yeah, okay, so this is the bit that we actually need to solve. Where and how do we solve this? Because we only want... We would need... Okay. Yeah, this looks pretty bad. This looks like we need to put a splitter somewhere, except we also then can't put a splitter somewhere because the only valid configuration for a splitter, those hitboxes, all of these hitboxes, yeah, the only valid configuration for a splitter is sideways like this, which means all of these builds would have to shift down by 1. Currently, we would either... So we've got... I mean, but we're also not... We're also not... using the engines yet. So does that mean we can... Unless we need this stuff for steel, and we probably will, but also, I mean, how many of these things have we done yet? We're already like a third of the way there. because we do get some entirely new... It's not entirely new, it still uses the wind turbines, it still uses the locomotives, things we have already automated. That is super interesting. We just need to get... actually need to get... Yeah, these guys here are going to need a bit of speed, but I also would like to upgrade those as assemblers, which means I think we're going to turn some of these guys into Speed 1 modules, because we only have Speed 2 modules, but Assembler 3s are made out of Speed 1 modules, so we're going to do that just quickly. I think this also means large portions of this factory can just disappear, although here also we've got wind turret automation that would make all of that stuff better. Do you guys accept... All of these guys accept productivity as well, which is great, but I think our power grid is going to struggle because these guys are also... Yeah, being able to come back and do this with nuclear power or something like that would be... oh yeah, let's move these guys out of the way so that we can actually get the speed mods in here. Yeah, give me these things. Give me... I want multiple assembler 2s for rocket fuel, of all things. Yeah, we have made a bit of a mess in here, haven't we? I guess the thing we could do, we could go... Do we want more red chips? I think we want more red chips. I think we've got red chips here for the mall. I think we're still getting red chips in down here when we're doing the other stuff. So I'm talking myself into... if we want to break down the red chips, we've got to have more of the blue bacteria. So then we would have to figure out how to get the blue bacteria in here. Whatever, let's... Yeah, let's solve this problem by getting more of... Yeah, these hitboxes are going to annoy me. I was going to leave the thing off and then didn't. Okay, how do we get... Because this here is a line? Yeah. I like where this is going. I did not like where that went. But this is just... I mean, we're already side-loading. It does have to be on the top half. But we can just go... here's a space with gun turrets with a bunch of things happening. We've got to go, like, here, I guess. Like so, and then we just connect this to... I'm pretty sure we made pump jacks? We did. We are going to have to worry about getting this area covered defensively, which is actually pretty easy to do, and we just did it. And then we're going to need pump jacks, something like this, and pipes are pretty friendly in this mod. Oh, actually, we can do this other thing where we go. We're gonna have to turn this again here to get other gun turrets protecting this other area. So that's all. Come on, there must be a place where we can... Okay, so that's going to connect all the pump jacks. Pump jack's going to get productivity, and then we need to connect this line here to... Yeah, all of these things are the things we are implementing in ways that I don't much like, but it is a way that things are happening. It is the one of the Jack Sparrows of ways things are happening. It is not a thing that I like, but it is a way that it is happening. Can we get... Yeah, now we can get this guy through here. We have somewhat defended all of those angles, which is fine. We're still not doing anything... Oh, I was going to say we're not doing anything to the rail, but the rail breaks down into the concrete in the next step, doesn't it? So we're getting gun turrets past here, and then we're just yeeting everything. Fascinating. I had no idea we were just throwing all the rail away. Oh well. These guys are now doing the thing they need to. We're getting more bacteria. I need to... actually... You here do not require that piece of belt. You could be putting things here and here to go underground. Maybe we don't need as many gun turrets here. The goal here is to have... Yeah, okay, let's just do this whole thing again. You can have... you are trying to put stuff on the side that makes things work, which we have done, and then the idea here is we can take bullets out and run them a little more centrally. That is curious. Gun turret, and then gun turret. Sure, defense, that's how that works. Okay, so this bacteria is backed up, which means that down here, why can I not... Okay, whatever, maybe there was a belt thing. We are now running all of these guys. We're running blue chips past. We're running blue chips. We also... I think this guy is going to disappear maybe pretty soon, because we would like... Yeah, lots of... not making blue chips. Yeah, I don't think I need that many of them myself. I just wanted to make the rocket fuel faster, because I think that's probably what we're missing. It does happen to be what we're missing, which is weird. Okay, could we... Is it that... Are all you guys running? Where is the rocket fuel going? The rocket fuel is going to here, so I think we circuit control this piece of belt to these inserters, and say these inserters run if rocket fuel... rocket fuel? Where's rocket fuel? Wherefore art thou rocket fuel? Is it one of the ones all the way at the top? It's next to the LDS. Equals 4. So we're going to have... Oh, then this needs to read its belt contents. So you are disabled. So we are going to run these chem plants. They're going to give the rocket fuel to these assemblers, the solid fuel to these assemblers. We are going to then prioritize rocket fuel onto this belt until it backs up, at which point rocket fuel should no longer be the thing we care about, and it's probably red chips, but that's fine. We've got to get more bullets into these turrets. Okay, yeah, somehow we took... You know, whatever, it's fine. Okay, we have 43 belt left, which is not a whole lot of belt left, and I did want to somewhere figure out how, and I'm cooking a potentially devious plan. Maybe here is where this plan will work? Yes. I would need to... Yeah, okay. We're thinking about... I really would like these recycler hitboxes to be different. Just because... I don't really have a good reason why they should be, they're just annoying me. Yeah, the thing we're trying to do is the recipe of... Okay, it's not over there. There are too many recipes. I'm going to have to go somewhere else to look at a recipe. The recipe of all of the kinds of scrap and junk and bacteria turned into a whole pile of useful stuff. Now, in order to do this, we need some way to get this kind of junk and this kind of junk in the same belt at the same place, and I was looking over here because I think we can go underground here, which seems terrible until I also attempt to go underground here. We need to we're already side-loading this, and so the side-loading for free is putting the other junk on the other side of the belt. Where are we? I think maybe we have... Yeah, I don't really have an opinion of how much of this we're going to need, but I think you're going to get out the way, and then I'm going to feel bad about it and put more of it over here, so that we can run this belt of junk underneath all these turrets. Yeah, we only need this one, thanks. Okay, and then we're going to need a belt back the other way that might actually be easier to do. What happens if we come through here? This is being space efficient in a way that says I will probably hate this later. Is that the end of our belt? me running out of belt there is going to be a bit of a shame. We're just going to handcraft some yellow belt and pretend that it's fine. Because we've also got all the fluids we need right over here. And then I think this is also going to... Yeah. You stop there. Bolts can bring me all of this stuff. I probably could have helped them pick it up a different way. Because Manhattan metrics, that's the same amount of belt. Which means we can now have gun turrets, both of those sets of gun turrets, please, over here, in a way that is fine, and defending us. And then we've also got, this is going to need to go underground. We've got a belt here, onto which we can figure out how many, yeah, because the idea is, which might also be horrifying, we've got a place we can have several of the... Like, what rate did these things run at? They're not giving us much stuff out, which is good, because I think it means we can run them here, which is indeed terrifying, but this is going to be the plan. It's going to be fine. Don't even worry about it. We are going to get all of the kinds of junk out, and then I think we are going to box everything we don't... Yeah, we're going to box some amount of all of the things we want, and then just junk the rest of it, and it's going to be fine. What is... Does this belt just turn into junk? It does just turn into junk. Okay, good. In that case, we are hatching a plan. We are going to go... where would these boxes be? I guess these boxes could be... Because we are going to need to run this past... Like, how many of these different things do we want? We kind of want all of this stuff, don't we? And there's 8 of them, so... Is that 8? We have counted 8 things. Let's move this by 1 for the purposes of, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had some power grid in here as well? And then anything that we don't want, I think we just junk. And then in here, and reasons why we have not powered this on yet, is we want to set this to all the different objects we want. I think we should go and find some bullets somewhere and put them in these very... Oh wait, why do you not have... You can just take bullets from there. You're going to be much happier with that. Steel productivity tech is nearly finished, which I'm enjoying a lot. Yeah, you give me these bullets because we need to redistribute here because we're losing things because we've generally been silly. But it's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, because we also want to be... This will actually naturally take care of the yeeting gun turrets thing we wanted to do, because when we turn this... Where even is this part of this machine? Oh yeah, it's over here, isn't it? It's on the other side of the copper patch, because we need all of those things. Tech is running. What are we even concerned about? Yeah, we want... What are the things that come out of this? We want gun turrets, and we would like, say, a stack of gun turrets, of which we have several. I think we're getting red chips and upgrading all of these to logistic bots later. Yeah, to the logistic chests later as well. We wanted... is this going to be... You know what? I think there is going to be an easier way to do this. Yeah, give me just like a constant combinator and an arithmetic combinator, and we're going to do the thing we do on spacecraft. I wonder if combinators can go upwind. Hilarious. Okay, we are going to go green signal into what we have, red signal into what we'd like, green signal into all the items. This also means that this belt doesn't have to be as long, but whatever. And you guys are just going to go set filters. So we're going to look at everything that's in these chests. We're going to have this guy do a red minus green for everything. That's how this works. Everything. Red minus green, output everything. And then, for example, green, we've got 50 gun turrets in there at the moment, and so that's what we're outputting, and that is what we wanted to see, so that is the thing working. And then we can just go over here. How many of... And I guess the thing about this is we can now just say we want 30 gun turrets, and things are going to be fine. And then we also want some number of steel furnaces, say 30, okay, whatever. And then the other items that are falling out of this trash hole, yellow undergrounds. Let's also say 60, and that also means that we can junk. By junk I mean just throw any of the things we don't want in here. And chem plants was another thing that came out. Oh yeah, chem plants and assembler 2s. Here, this constant combinator thing. This is also going to make it easy to adjust what we want later. You know, basically how many of these things would we like to have. Where are we out of... Are we out of ammo in the same place? Maybe. I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah. Okay. So this is... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's one thing we've missed. Is it the red belt? Is it the entire reason why we were doing this? Was to get the red belt in a pleasant way. Okay, I believe we have got all the things that we might be getting out. Let's have... Oh, you guys can't have... You can't have... prod mods. I guess that makes sense. We've got things like gun turrets and stuff. Okay, so this belt here, we needed a way to get both kind of bacteria on this, which is fine, because one of the things we have is a large number of chem plants. One of the things we do not have is a large number of chem plants. Did we put the chem plants back in here? We did, okay. Because we need... We've got 6 of these things. So we need 15 or so. Actually, that's a full... That's actually a full red belt. Hilarious. Yeah, cool. Don't worry about that. We'll deal with that later. We also still need... Yeah, we're going to be upgrading this in a bit when we get more things. But we're going to need... I think we just do 3... Actually, wasn't this one really fast? 10 in 1 second. So this already needs to be upgraded, and then... Yeah, we're just going to dump it in like so. It's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. All this belt is going to be upgraded once we actually start getting the items to do that. And then over here, we can go... Many chem plants. Bump this guy to the side a little bit. Okay. That's not because we had the underground, it's because we didn't have the belt, which is fine. We're then also going to need the pipe, which we have mauled, but, you know, it's somewhere else in the factory, no big deal, don't worry about it. And then here is a spot where a power pole does not have to be. Not like that. That's probably already maximum extension. It's fine. Okay, so we've got this bacterial sludge through here, which is fine. We then also need... Did I give away... Did I put back in the mall all the things we needed? Did I... Why are you saying... Yeah, you were saying underground belts, and there were underground belts there, and I just somehow completely missed them. Oh well, never mind. Up here, you're going to need to jump underneath twice. And then here and here, and these 2 spots. Yeah, cool, great. Places we can be powering this stuff, be putting speed modules in. Actually, not this one. Oh, yeah, issues. We really wanted this guy to be... We were trying to put that stuff on either side, is why we did that, and that's jammed up all of this stuff. But it's fine. Things are fine. We can put the different kinds of scrap in place. And now we are doing all the things we needed to if we put some of the power poles back. So you guys get... How fast are we using several tens of this stuff per second when it's running. We are collecting significantly more than that, so that aspect is great. We also maybe should power on all the various parts. Why? Yeah, we have... Okay, so this doesn't work because there are more than... We can only have 4 things in this set filter. We didn't even have all of them. Okay, so we are going to run these 4 things through the set filters over here, and then we can have... Okay, so I guess you guys are going to move after all. Here? Is this a place where the wires aren't too confused? Wait, can we have... That's a better place where the wires aren't confused. Probably still not carrying, probably still not carrying. Okay, because now we can go here and then actually set the filters on the boxes and do these things the normal-ish way. How much of this stuff do we want? Probably a lot. Okay, you guys are going to be fast inserters. Here, actually, let's try and keep this somewhat coherent. Splitters here into a box of, I don't know, several? We're not going to need that many splitters, but then the other things coming out were underground pipe, fast inserters. These are the last things that we are thinking about, I believe. You can move here. Yes, here. So, underground pipe, I mean, I think we are going to be logistic boxing all of these. That's going to be fine. Give me these things. These ones are the weird, funky, mixed stuff, which is going to be fine. And then I think we do just connect all of this. Give me... Yep, okay. So now we should be... How many things are these kicking out? Are these still kicking out quite a lot of stuff? Because we should be able to red belt all of this now. And this does have the disadvantage that if the mall fills up, then we are throwing things away. But I'm kind of fine with that, because one of our techs comes from throwing away enough gun turrets anyway. Why is this stationary? Where does this go, and why is it stationary? Oh, does it lead into... Okay, so the red ships are doing really well. We are now backed up on... Oh no, we completed the tech! It's not... I thought we were backed up on something, and it's not. It's that we have completed the tech that now lets us... And we have also started... Yeah, we can see as a little sliver of we have yeeted some number of gun turrets. We then... Is this Rubio? This is Rubio. We are finally... So this is the thing I was wondering about whether or not locomotives can go upwind. They will not be able to go upwind. We will need to get a special kind of train that will go upwind, which is fine. It's a thing we get for free when we make enough frames, because I remember seeing that the frames were one of the things that go in here. So we need the frames, the locomotives, the wind turbines, the light oil. The frames are made from... concrete and something we definitely wanted anyway, because this is how we're going to get silo stuff going. We still have, as far as I can tell, no way to make plastic or low density structure. So maybe we get a different recipe for making rockets or something, or maybe there's a different rocket solo recipe that requires frames. Oh well. This is what we want. We get concrete and steel, so we're getting more steel, which I think we needed for the locomotives anyway. We need to get the concrete out. We need to treat the concrete with brown froth, which we get from wherever we get kryptonite chunks, which is not something... We've got the bacterial sludge, of which we have a billion. We have the light oil, which is also pretty straightforward. Is this something that gives me... No. Collects... So we have a new kind of grabber that would just collects the chunks we want from trash asteroids that were destroyed in its radius using physical or explosive ammunition. So this answers one of my other things I was wondering about, is that lasers might have been good here because they don't need items to run, but also we still need to use this kind of ammunition in order to grab the stuff we want to be able to... Okay, in some places we need to be doing ammunition in order to be able to make these chunks to make 100 round froth, of which we need 2 cycles and concrete, but it also spits out the concrete in a kind of reverse Kovacs process. But then at this point we are pretty good because we already have the locomotives. Does this mean we don't really need red chips for anything other than... Was there anything in that science process that needed... not there, not there. That's the one we are not at yet. This one. There's nothing in here that needs red chips. The grabber needs red chips and steel and concrete. So if we can just isolate the concrete, we're doing well. And then there is a... Okay, so electric engines is another thing I wanted to know how we were doing. We're not using lubricant. We are combining a pile of stuff that gets copper out, which is super interesting because is that how we're making low density structure? I don't think we've got a... I mean, we've got nothing that's doing plastic here yet. Anyway, let's go and yeah, process some concrete, I guess, because we have... Is the concrete processing we're doing... It does use... Okay. It uses this, which is great, because we've got one thing here and a different type of thing here. We've got a space that's connected by several of these gun turrets, so we're going to put concrete processing here. Of course we are. Let's have some of it grabbed from here and some of it grabbed from here, so that we can, yeah, attempt to be... Oh, we already didn't have enough of that stuff spared, did we? We need to be adding more of this, but this is also a line that we can run through the mall here, where we could actually be adding more of this bacteria to later, which is super interesting. What I would also really like is, for no particular reason, I would like... Where is a heater? Here's a heater. Please work on researching that gun turret stuff, yeah. Because if we have... I think it might be as easy as... This might be a belt we need to upgrade depending on volume. Maybe. Do we want to run it through... Okay, let's do this in a different... No, let's do it right here. Why not? I had a moment of it. Let's put this in a different space so we can figure out how to do... Oh, we don't need it there. We still need one here. Yeah, so that we have a little more space to run things through later and then decide, you know what would be... Let's not do that. Let's just run things directly through where they are right now. Yeah, these things are going to go here. This guy is going to get one speed module and is going to process quite a large amount of stuff into concrete, which is fine. I think we do this in the flat way rather than the long way because we kind of have a bit of space. And then, yeah, smash the stuff in. Pull these things out. And we have concrete and more steel. And I think both of these things... We're going to go like this. We're going to go concrete for... Okay, he said concrete and steel. He said selecting concrete and steel first, because I think we would like... Okay, we're going to grab a decent chunk of both of these, because a silo is going to happen at some point, right? And that's not what we wanted for silo. We wanted the steel... not the steel. What are we doing? The concrete is the thing that we want. in these two, so that we can continue to have this stuff running. And then I don't know that I necessarily had a plan for what else. How fast are you guys coming out? You're kicking... Yeah, we're kicking the stuff out real fast, aren't we? It, like, still more than fits on a belt. Like, maybe what we should be doing is having some kind of pattern. I think we probably are rebuilding all of this again once we figure out what's going on, but having some kind of pattern like so, where we would then split some of these outputs like so, because this would let us get unmeasured belts of things. In fact, there's literally nothing stopping us from doing that here immediately. So we're just going to change our mind about all of that stuff. Maybe some of these long-term plans will be worth pursuing at some point. But yeah, these guys here, delete all of this, and then we can have a belt of concrete. Yeah, a belt of steel and a belt of concrete, which we will be able to put things on later. But for now, we're also just going to go... yeah, we don't need to filter them on this side at all, because we already have belts of the thing that we want. So now we can do this kind of stuff. It's going to be fine. You can go here. We will need more more long-handed inserters. That's fine. Okay. I wanted... Are we... It's still running, it's fine, okay. Yeah, I wanted both steel and concrete, because we needed to be able to make whatever thing grabbed the thing, for which we need gun turrets and we need red circuits. One of these we literally just implemented, and then I don't think we are picking up red circuits or anything, are we? Yeah, currently not, so I reckon you go here. Red circuits are the only thing you're spitting out, which means we can have a box here that grabs red circuits. Because the thing I would really like was that... No, that was the steel productivity, it was not the sniper turret. I am interested in getting the sniper turret when we can. I think, do we just straight up change this to the new recipe? Because that will at least give me... yeah, somewhere to kick all of these. I don't actually think we do. I think we grab all these red chips, yeah, have these grabbing things, and then somewhere over here is the box that we have here to be able to put the... Yeah, because we need to do this differently, because we've got to get light oil in, but then we also have to do the frames, and the wind turbines are in several places in the mall as well. Yeah, like over here. All of which is manageable. So maybe we should go and do that. What are you? You're not even firing anything. I guess you were the old science build. You get some of these bullets, that's fine. Okay, so we've got wind turrets here, which we can also just have. And by just have, I mean they can get in the science. If we move the science back a bit, we are going to need these guys. Do we need these guys here? I don't actually think we need these guys here. I don't think you need to exist. I don't think either of you guys need to exist at this point. Because we have some kind of defense sitting over the side. We are going to have, yeah, in here, we're going to figure out a new kind of science build. Because we have the new kind of science build. We're not going to worry about how much science we have. I don't think we're planning on needing much of it at all. Was there some boxes over here that were still box fed? No, these were all belt fed now. But of we... No, we were deserializing this rail in a way that means that everything else falls off. But we might need to upgrade some of these belts. But we do also have... Yeah, we've got some of those things in our inventory to work around, it's fine. Okay, so we've got the red chips we needed for the red chips we needed to make these yeeters with steel, and everything is backed up now because we are no longer yeeting, but I think we're doing that because we want down here. This particular musical track has blindsided me again in a way that's pretty funny. Okay, maybe we're not. Maybe these ones are just from the mall, and we spaghetti ones out from elsewhere. Because the plan was to be. Where have I lost the yeeters? Yeah, over here. You guys have some stuff. It's fine. So now we've got. Yeah, we can also just... We would need to do all of that... Okay, if we're going to run this ammo belt over here, we would need these things to do stuff differently, but whatever. I would rather just have a science build going. Is that true? I would actually rather you threw all those gun turrets away. How are we doing? It's 1,000. That is a lot of gun turrets we need to throw away. Oh well. Yeah, so we need... The red chips we don't actually need. The solid fuel we don't need. I am tempted to go here and here, and then use the same long-handed inserter trick. We don't actually want those, we want the locomotives. And here we want the... Wait, did we want rocket fuel? Where is... We didn't want any of those, we wanted the light oil. And the locomotives. Okay, so the wind turbines... The wind turbines we should figure out how to put on the same belt as... Oh, are these the things that were making wind turbines? Oh no, over here's wind turbines. These two guys are making wind turbines. Are they going into a box here? I don't really know what these guys were doing. But here's a place where we can have wind turbines on a belt, which can also just escape through here. So maybe we're fine with it? Question mark? Yeah, that's right. I was coming down here to get steel. Was I? You guys also need more gun turrets. You guys are actually having a bacteria shortage. That's interesting. Why aren't we getting bacteria through here? Because this is a thing we can address reasonably easily. Yeah, and it's just because we're doing things on one half of the belt. I believe we are sideloading there, so we could just put things here, have some more pipes, have some power through here, and just be sideloading this way. And now that might... And I guess we're also taking some of it off the belt here. In a way that's probably fine. Okay, sure, we're going to claim that we have fixed that problem somewhat. We wanted... We actually wanted this stuff. We wanted the brown froth with the concrete, didn't we? I remember that. And then we needed to... Yeah, brown froth was a weird process, wasn't it? Was it on one of these things? It is. We need both kinds of fluid, and we need the chunks that we catch when we shoot them out of the air. That is an interesting one, because it means we also need to kind of spread that infrastructure kind of all over everything, although I don't know how many of them we need. Let's not worry about that yet. Oh, here's more steel. Do I want more steel? Can I have more of these things if I had more gun turrets? We have those in a mall that I just put over here. And we also are getting quite a lot of belt. That's exciting. Give me all of these things. Give me more of these guys, and then also more red chips. And I again need to visit the box that has all of the locomotives in it. I don't know how I end up with... I mean, I guess because they all go somewhere, and then I put something, then I pick up whatever wherever we move them is how all of that ended up. Yeah, so if we don't need... If the locomotives... Yeah, this is how I end up with all the locomotives. If the locomotives are the only thing we need, we're still going to need the rocket fuel for the silo, so I think we still do that. I think we also... can... Nearly. If we move you, then you can get through here. And that means that we could go... If you moved back by 1... Okay, let's not do that yet, because we would like to go... you guys would like to filter for blue chips. Where are the blue chips? How am I so bad at finding all the items that are specifically the things we care about? Oh well. Yeah, you get in there, put the power pole back. The power pole was here, and now it's, even if we run... Yeah, let's run this underground. This is how I end up with all of the blue chips in my inventory. You would need to run here, and then we would filter this for solid fuel. So we have... Oh yeah, it doesn't work that way, does it? In that case... So we've got gun turrets here. Okay, so I think you guys can all not be here anymore. Because... Like this... no, we need to take it one more tile, don't we, if we're going to go with this plan. Because the plan is to have rocket fuel on one side and then have... we're already filtering these guys off here, sure, whatever. Several of these things on the other side. So now we've got... For silo purposes, we've got 2 of the rocket construction parts, if that's what we still need. You guys are still... I have all of this stuff, so cool, great. Enjoy that a lot. Do I need anything for the rocket? You know what? Have a fun time firing a whole bunch of rocket fuel into the void. We won't need that anymore. Maybe I should have done the same thing with the bullets, although I was a little hesitant to do that with bullets. Okay, how big is this thing? And what kind of space does it cover? And how many of them do we need? And then what do we combine it with? And how's the grid? The grid is... I mean, I've got, 200 of these things in my inventory. I've got all the locomotives again, sure, whatever. If we are making this frothy stuff, how many of these do we need, and can we have productivity modules? And yes, we can, which is nice. And then we need both fluids and the chunks. So, do we try and put... I think we try and put a couple of places where we are catching these chunks. I think we try and catch these chunks, say, here. I think we try and catch these chunks, say, here. If we could have a larger version of this thing, that would be probably enjoyable. And then I think we just make another mess. If anyone was unsure about that. I'm just trying to wonder how quickly are these things getting made? And the answer is kind of. And can I have... Why are you getting... Why? Because we did not do minus. Okay, that would be why we don't have the sniper turret research yet. We've been picking up all these things. We've got... Yeah, okay. Actually, this box wants to not be limited. Okay, so we have in our inventory everything we need to be doing all of the sniper tech. Congratulations to these guys for blasting into the void all the gun turrets we got. We eventually are going to pick this out. And we have figured out how to make sniper turrets, which is very exciting. That's what we wanted to do. Sniper turrets are made by... blue chips, steel, and gun turrets, of which we have many. Are we also just junking... do I have... I have no Logibots here, so I can just... How are we... Guys, how are we getting concrete on this line? Oh, these two. You are the reason that we are silly. Okay, fine. Sure, whatever. Okay. One of these guys need more blue chips. More blue chips should be down here somewhere. Those gun turrets without bullets is interesting. Yeah, we've got... This also means that we can be boxing this line of stuff here as well. Is that true? I don't think that's true at all. I don't think we're boxing this. I think we are putting in here the steel and the gun turrets, and we're just having this guy make our sniper turrets for us. Yeah, that's going to be the play. And then we've got all the... We actually need... It actually needs a lot of blue chips. This is actually accidentally the correct play. We've given it a lot of gun turrets. Let's give it some more gun turrets. Let's start to deploy these sniper units. Let's get you out of the way, and let's have not that. Where are sniper turrets? Yep. Because these sniper turrets are one-to-one upgrades. Yeah. Okay, so new plan. We're going to start to get some logistics bot stuff going. We would particularly like all these kinds of boxes, of which I need more steel, of which, hey, we happen to have a solution for that, yeah. We are kind of in a position where we can get some rogue port stuff going as well. Oh yeah, maybe we also want more of these guys. Yeah, these two wanted to speed, don't we? So we can redo... Actually, this area, that area was going to be science. Was this area going to be science? I don't think all of this area was going to be science. In which case... sure. Eight turrets running out of ammunition at once is... It's because you're almost at a destination. I think it's actually fine. It is a lot of turrets running out, but then the hub still has... What does the hub still have? Yeah, because I guess it's dumping on here, but then it's by the time... What is the setting? How many bullets are we requesting? 350? Are we taking damage? Do we still have... We still have a lot of... Yeah, maybe we have repair packs, maybe we don't. Wait, why are we... We are stopped at Gleba with a whole lot of Gleba science... Okay, so we need to... I mean, that's easy. That's just we go back to something that researches Gleba. Does that mean that all of these guys are full and the hub also has... Yes, but we also have a decent amount of time to punch through all of it. You are going to take 54 minutes to research all of that, of which you need 60k, of which we have... Yep, okay. We're actually going to need another agricultural science item after that as well, and I think it's going to be rocket. Actually, let's do rocket turrets first, because it is... Actually, it doesn't matter at this point, because we have upgraded the labs enough that we are no longer bottlenecked by lab speed. Actually, wait, what are you... Oh, yeah, no, this is the rate at which labs run when we are knocking out the 900-ish. Okay, fine. So... have we convinced ourselves that that is all okay? We've got the... Yeah, because we wanted to be able to go here. I mean, we don't have the rubber port range yet, but gun turrets. This is where we're putting all the gun turrets when we have all the gun turrets. And then... We will do direct replacement of things, which is super nice. Yeah, and then we just need to bring in more steel, which we don't necessarily have. That was part of the in-place upgrade we were thinking about, but not really necessarily all of the in-place upgrade we were thinking about. We were also thinking about... Wait, so the light oil is here. What is this stuff doing? This stuff is doing nothing? So we can get a line of this light oil out here, which is cool, because... Okay, so this area maybe needs to be protected by gun turrets. Maybe. Let's do some of that with the fancy new turrets that are getting, yeah, sniper turrets with red ammunition that are doing many hundreds of damage per strike, which I guess we're good. Those ones, we're going to upgrade all of them because, you know, we kind of need the coverage. Then here you also get, I mean, you're eventually going to use it, aren't you? Okay, so one of these guys here, we've got another one down here somewhere. We wanted, yeah, let's see. Oh, it's this recipe, and it is the chunks of both kinds of fluids. The brown froth comes out, but then the frames are made from the brown froth and concrete, which is the other reason why we're doing it here, because we happen to have this box here. How fast are we using concrete? If we are making... Well, it's not made in those things. Is it made in these things? Yes, and it's a decent amount of concrete, I guess. Let's actually set that recipe and see whether or not we can give it prod mods. We can give it prod mods. Okay, I mean, let's slap this together, I guess. Could you not have this concrete? Because you're supposed to be the steel line, and then these guys are the concrete line, which means we need... Yeah, okay, over here, we need these guys to input onto actually either side of this thing up. Fluid over here, junk here, other kinds of junk here, a patch that we're going to have to navigate, so I'm still tempted to put it froth and concrete, and this is to make the froth, which is a fluid. Yeah, this is a little bit messy. We're gonna have to think about that. Okay. Is there... There's not really a great way of handling this. How many are you making? You're making 34? But then we also need it for science, which is a little bit of a thing. Okay. Did we upgrade all of these guys? We did not upgrade all of these guys. Okay, everyone's just bringing items to be compressed to my inventory. It's fine. What do I want to get rid? Oh, I want to get rid of these locomotives again. Locomotives again. Where is the locomotives again box? Here's the locomotives again box here. Then all these bullets. Wait, isn't there one of these guys down here? All of these guys can be how we get rid of these bullets. It's going to be fine. Sniper turrets? Have I placed all my sniper turrets? I have placed all my sniper turrets. Okay. In that case, sniper turret box. You get in there. I mean, that's not the box in which the other things are being, but whatever. So, give me the rest of these. Give me... Where is the mall? The mall is over there, and I'm stuck on things again. Okay, so we've got the light oil, which is... We're going to have to figure out the brown frothy stuff, which sounds exactly as bad as it is, I imagine. Yeah, a bunch of assemblers, which is nice. We have... a belt of this stuff. We can get... if I had the... I'm at the mall. We could be roboporting it up at this point as well, couldn't we? Because we do have... We do have the blue chips for that. Is this the... Yeah, and then we just need to do both the fluids and then figure out how to do both the fluids, and then somewhere downstream of that, we turn this into... Oh, it's... Ah! This is not a Coverix-based thing where some of the concrete goes around in a loop, because the concrete can't go around in a loop, because it has to be... Like, concrete going in is going to be on the uphill side, and concrete coming out is going to be on the downhill side. So I think we're just going to vent it. It's going to be fine. Where is this guy, and how are we getting its stuff out? And why is it... I mean, we always knew it was going to be a mess. That is... Oh, yeah. Fortunately, we don't need as many of these gun turrets because we now have... We do not have the sniper rifles, but it's fine. We can move this guy to... Yeah, we can move this guy... Another 7 of these. I don't know how many of these we need. And it also doesn't need to be powered, which is super interesting. We're not going to worry about that now. We are just going to power it and then run this stuff in here. And it can take the ones from my inventory, which is nice because it means I don't have to deal with them. Yep, something like that. Are we going to use the rest of this patch? Maybe. I would like some more gun turrets. Oh, you need ammunition, do you? We can deal with that. Sure. All of that's doing normal things. Oh yeah, we were getting this belt of stuff out, and we were figuring out how to move it to exactly the spot over there. I mean, do we have... This process didn't give us gears, did it? No. So, I mean, we do have all of this stuff that we like. Again, we're just junking the rest of it. I guess it's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Cool, great. We then have to figure out... Do I have a nice way of doing this? Because I am also tempted to just run it in exactly the same gross way. Like if we could just go... These things are... Yeah, these fluid inputs are going to be a bit of a mess, aren't they? 34, we're going to get like 200 out. I think what we're going to do is have a combination of speed and prod. This is also... Does this work? I'm trying to figure out if we do this kind of fluid interface, whether there is space to get a long-handed inserter in here, and there is not, but it's fine because we can just move the whole thing a little bit, and then we can run... I feel like the country song about turning junk into art is going to come back. Yeah. Where, though? Okay, can we just get all this stuff out of my inventory? And then I guess we visit the other one. And if we can, get this stuff out of my inventory. Okay, so we've got concrete here. That's the other thing you needed. So, in fact, this is a play that I'm liking a decent amount if we can get... we actually don't need... We're only going to need some of these, aren't we? And then this fluid we had right here. You know, whatever, something like that. Why, you know? Oh, because we... This one. And then this fluid is... why don't we have the sniper turrets? Oh, well, whatever. Oh, hey, this fluid, the one we want, is actually right here. So all of that is set up, and now we've got some... Do you need a lot of... You don't even need a lot of asteroids. Of Trashdragon, sorry. They have a proper name. Okay, so all of this stuff gets in. We are now getting out the brown chunks. We are now... you know what? The concrete can go all the way over there. We need to get the steel out of the box that's supposed to be just concrete. And also a shortage of... Sure, whatever, just bang all those into... We need some more gun turrets over here, of which I guess we can do with these guys. I guess we just need to have... Actually, we don't need those guys there at all, because the sniper turret range is much larger. We can have these guys down here, and just be doing some sniper turret stuff down here, is the new plan. If those guys connected, and if we had the sniper turrets, and then we... Oh yeah, realized that this is not an output here at all. This is the fluid output for which we want to push in... Okay, so the concrete can actually go in this line here, can't it? Ooh, cool, good job. We've got other turrets that have run out of things. It's fine. Yeah, I guess we're doing this with long-handed assemblers. Why not? We're going to make here these composite frame things. And we're going to make a mess. And then, have I lined this up? I have not lined this up the right way, but it's fine. Can you guys have... You guys can have prod mods. How many... 30, and then you guys were also making now more than 30, so I think we can have 4 of these guys here. By the time you'll get your modules, which you don't, but it's fine. And then, where is... Currently not anywhere, but we can bring in this particular kind of ooze. Yeah, we're just going to go down here, it's going to be fine. Do we still have... Yeah, a bunch more pumps. We have those in the mall as well, but whatever. Okay, so we now have the yeah, that processing happening. We do need more prod mods. We are making the frames we needed. Is this the last element of the science we needed? That doesn't feel right. Do we have enough bullets coming out of this thing? Who knows? That we got from making enough of these... Didn't we? Ah, so I think one of the big deals about the train is if the train can go upwind, then we are no longer limited to a strictly left to right downstream flowing factory. If the trains can go upstream, then we can... Yeah, I was going to go put these guys back, and then I think we do... Yeah, if the trains can go upstream, then we are no longer worried about this exact process of needing... Yeah, we're going to do this thing again, because you're going to go out, and then I think all of this concrete just gets fired into orbit. Yeah, we could now design a more coherent factory where we can be... Yeah, because I've still got all of this concrete. Where we can be... Like, each of the parts where we build a thing will have to be strictly downwind, but we can use... We can probably use the trains... could I get all of this out of my inventory? We have done a good job of clearing out the inventory. Yeah, we can use the trains to sort of move things uphill again, which sounds like it's going to be pretty big. And also means that, yeah, like, otherwise, you know, these material patches down here would have been largely useless because we would have to build downwind of them. But that may no longer be a thing. Let's power this one from here, because I think we're eventually going to need to get that steel out as well, maybe for locomotives or something. Could I not have this concrete? And you guys are dealing with 4 and 3 concrete each, which means that it is going to... Yeah, we're going to be burning through that concrete. Maybe not as fast as we're using it. Depends on whether or not we get through the steel. Okay, let's go and get more of these sniper turret dudes, because we've got... that's the wrong kind of turret, and I'm stuck on the wind farms again, and power is surprisingly okay. And then we are close to building the science, but not actually building the science, aren't we? Like, the science was going to happen here because we have... Was it locomotives and red chips? Did the science need red chips? I don't think the science needed red chips, did it? Like, the final science. Wind turbines, light oil, the frames we just made, and locomotives. So all of that stuff is pretty good. Yeah, locomotives here, frames, wind frames, back over here that we pulled down this way. So I don't really want to... Oh, this assembly here no longer needs to exist because we are pulling fast inserters out of the junk, which is cool because it means there's a line through here through which we could pull, were we so inclined, yeah, this is where we can put the wind turbines. He said, pushing the wind turbines through. Okay. Oh wait, where did the locomotives go? Locomotives are here? Locomotives and... which side of the wind turbines have ended up on the other side of the belt? How did that happen? Oh, because they go around. Okay, fine, amazing. Let's also upgrade the wind turbines. We're going to have all the wind turbines we need, because this also means that here... this guy can move as well. You can go underground there again. And the locomotives can run the other way. But only when we go to here. Okay, so I, again, need to pick up all the locomotives and put them in this box. Because this line here is now... Are we still using the sphere chips? I think we're still using the sphere chips. Because I have no other plans not to, and at the moment it's just too nice a line to not do something with red chips. Okay, locomotives get them here. Locomotives going on the belt. Wind turbines going on the belt. This guy complaining about stuff that we knew about. Give me these gun turrets. These guys are sniper turrets already. Down here we need sniper turrets. All the sniper turrets? All the sniper turrets. All of the sniper turrets? Is that all? That's not even all the sniper turrets I have. Okay, you guys don't get to be... You don't get to be here. Sorry, I will need more power. That's not really what this was about, but whatever. And then also here, we have a lot more sniper turrets than we need. I don't know whether we rebuild this now, or like figure out what we need to be able to drop stuff in from space, or... Because we're definitely rebuilding this at some point. I just don't know when. Yeah, you guys have all of this stuff. And then we've got some of... Where is the light oil? We put the light oil over here. You can move and get powered differently. And then the light oil happens to fit through. This is, of course, what everyone thought would happen, yeah? Everyone is fine with how this is proceeding. We've got light oil over here. We've got... yeah, let's throw an assembler down so we can see the recipe. You're going to need... The only other thing you need are the frames we put on the other side of the base. Amazing. We're going to need more prod mods. Why did I pivot you guys? I guess because I wanted assemblers. Yeah, whatever. Go back to prod mods. Yeah, I don't think we rebuild this for a while. I think we just let this turn over and do silly things. And you actually need... You give us frames back. That is interesting. Because this means that we are going to need to... Okay, I'm going to do something worse then. Okay, let's figure out... yeah, this is all kind of garbage, isn't it? Could you guys move? Because if you guys could move, then I could figure out maybe... yeah, whatever. We have a couple of them. A way to get the frames, which I believe are right here. And we want to go under... We want to hit, allegedly, this line here. Allegedly. With these frames. And we are going to build... a machine that is going to make some science. No, actually, we wanted to keep that one. Thank you very much. Could we... Yeah, we probably could, but we're not going to. We probably could keep both of those things, but we are... Yeah, 2 more sniper turrets here, whatever. Yeah, you can get underneath here. You can... not actually get underneath unless we moved... Oh no, we don't need to get underneath. We can come out here. Okay, so these guys can go back. It's going to be fine. You have whatever. So here are our frames. Here are the other parts we need. Here's the light oil we need. The thing I want... Ah, that's... Yeah, okay, so this is why the trains were important, because the thing I was contemplating doing was doing some wagon shenanigans where we had a wagon sideways here that we would have, yeah, say a wagon... The cargo wagon cannot be built on the surface. We've got to use these wagons, which need... Okay, the existing wagons, yeah. But basically these things here, and then a copy of this offset, with which we would... Or even jumping old frames... Well, yeah, old frames out and new frames in. The thing is that doesn't work because we can't have the inserters going sideways. So this is... In order to have this loop happen, we are going to need to do something with trains. Because and 3/4 of them need to be recycled. That is wild. Okay, fine. Do we have... We're not waiting on any other Rubio techs, are we? What is... This is the last of the triggered things. We've got the trains. This is just... Oh, I also need to yeet the science recycling packs. I was wondering if I was going to launch them into space, but the thing is we don't actually know how to launch things into space yet. Okay, that's fine. So, these guys are just also going to get yeeted, and I'm going to be here for a while, so I think I just manually move these frames around. Okay, in that case, this line here is... I think you get to not exist. Thank you for your time, and then if we pull this one back, we can have a very normal splitter here. This is still just input from both things, which is not super huge. However, yeah, I wanted to do something like this so that we can go chest here, and then any frames I pick up I can throw back on this chest, which is going to go on the outside of the belt, but that's fine. And then we can have a bunch of these dudes with... should we have light oil at the... Yeah, let's have light oil at the top. Yeah, whatever. And then the output... Yeah, the other fluid things kind of don't matter. How much... Is this more science than we need? This is quite possibly just more science than we need in a way that I am fine with. Yeah, you want to go here. You want to continue to bring the light oil in. It was actually pretty silly. Come on. Copy. Copy. Rotate. Act like you've rotated a pipe before. And then in here should be... okay, we don't have enough inserters for this. Didn't we have... Yeah, like right here we had a mall with exactly the type of inserters we wanted. And then I've also got all these locomotives that I would rather not have in my inventory. And then powering things on. And then we are getting... Okay, so we're going to do the same double inserter trick out. And we are going to have one of these things filtering... Actually, the later one is going to use filters for science. And the closer one is going to use filters for the frames. And then... the frames are going to need to come over here, and we're just going to need to box them. And then at some point we are going to need... a train in here somewhere to get these frames back to the front. But otherwise, for the moment, all of this stuff, its goal is to be yeeted. Which these guys are just going to handle. It's going to be fine. Yeah, you take any other gun turrets that I don't need. Do I have... oh wow, you guys take all these wind turbines. Yeah, you do take these wind turbines, don't you? Where else can we throw... wind turbines that has gun coverage, and why is it right here? Power problems are fixed. Okay. Novice? How are we getting... Oh, we got one of these. One of these guys somehow managed to get through somewhere. This landmine defense. Okay, have we taken expansion here? We have taken an expansion here. That would be why there's, yeah, the robust parts of the defense have a lot more landmines than the casual parts of the defense. But also we have a lot of landmines. So that's a thing we can deal with later. This guy, this comedian. Okay. Yeah, Novice, the labs are probably still getting stuff done, or the labs are short of agricultural science, which is okay, because the agricultural science is the limit and it's coming through from a different side. A different set of labs are not active, but they're all Prod-Mod 3s, so we're probably not concerned about it. Have we caught this guy yet? Are you just trying to... Yeah, you're just going to be a silly Billy, aren't you? Okay, so you get landmines there. You get landmines there. At some point, you're going to wander in and have a good time, but I don't think we're really worried about it. I hope. Where is the Project Trashdragon? How far through it are we? We are working our way through it. This is a good time. We're just yeeting things into space. You guys are waiting on... Oh, these frames. I'm supposed to... This is the thing we said we needed the train for. All the stuff, yeah. I've got a bunch of stuff to wander around and just clear out of my inventory, I think. This is actually super close to episode length, so I think we might just call it here and announce our heroic victory. Yeah, these guys still need... do these guys even need a bit of ammunition management system at this point? I don't even think these guys do. I think these guys could just not exist at all, because we are just going to cover the entire area with the sniper turrets instead and not even worry about it. There's a pile more iron. We're mining and yeeting more things we need to. Oh, well, never mind. It's fine. And I think I think one of the options... Yeah, maybe we have to do this moving things back uphill with a train. Maybe we can... Steel. Steel might be the only other thing we need to see if we can get a couple of roboports in here. Because... not yet. Like, the idea I had was... Hey, can we take these and move them back up here with the Logibots? And the answer is very nearly, but not quite, because we have the construction robots, but we don't have... Yeah, we don't have batteries specifically, and we don't have a way of getting acid to make batteries. If we could go to Fulgora, we could get some drone frames from these guys. We've got the red ships. We could then have logistic systems. But I think for the moment... Yeah, okay, so we can have a roboport just fine. We would struggle to get logistic spots to move these guys from here to here. Otherwise, it would be with a train. I mean, we are definitely rebuilding these guys later anyway. I did fix that thing about... Is it just that the locomotives are slow? Yes. Could you also be making locomotives? It's actually steel. Steel and or engines, which is probably a thing we can do better because we've got all of these. Why are we not... Okay, so I guess that's a... Oh no, wait, we're just grabbing engines from here and maybe some of them slip past. That's why those engines are doing those things. But then over here we've got... we are backed up on light oil, which is super interesting. Okay, in that case, you don't get to be here anymore. Sucks to be you. This is going to continue. We are going to have more things trying to grab engines so that more of the engines that fall out get grabbed. We're going to need more steel in here as well. It's going to be fine. Yeah, overall grand success. Let's just check in briefly with Gleba to make sure that everything is still running and it's fine. Let's check in with Novice, and that spitter is gone, and the Novice lab situation is... I actually wanted to check in with the spacecraft, didn't I? Because we've got all of the Gleben science there. How much Gleben science, and specifically, do we have any spoilage? I'm not seeing any Gleben science there. Maybe we've pushed through a lot of it. You guys are mode locked in the sense that you're both going to the same place at the same time. You've only just started. Okay, you can go back to Novice. This one is, yeah, most of the way to Clever. We've got prod modules up there. Yeah, it's all pretty fine. We are deeply successful. I think we're going to have to muck around with this a little more because we are not yet building a silo and kicking it into space, and it does look like in particular the locomotives might need to do something different, and or the steel. And then the thing I was wondering about is over here, could we actually also have you make locomotives? It's going to be fine, and you're waiting on the same ingredients. Yeah, super successful, did a thing, researching another planet. I think we're also going to be looking at maybe getting some other planet research into the mix as well. Overall, good times. Upgrading to sniper rifles, shooting things, grabbing stuff, making science, shooting that into space as well. Trash Serpent.